Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I wanted to share with you a new spike on my Vanda. I am so happy about this. This is the one that had a nitrogen deficiency when I first bought it, and I have been steadily feeding it all through the summer. And of course, it's fall right now, but it's Indian summer. It's still very warm. So I'm still feeding them 1 teaspoon of 20-14-13 every time they have their 24-hour soak, which is every 5 days right now. So plenty of room still left in the growing season. It's 80 degrees here today. Here's the beautiful roots on this one. I can tell that the humidity is starting to break. It's only 34% today, which is considerably lower than what it was this summer. There were many days it was 55% or more. So you want to make sure that you fertilize these enough because they like to grow very, very fast. As you see, this one has a new leaf, and also the newer leaves are coming in longer than the ones on the bottom of the plant. So that's what you want to see. So here's the roots on this one. They just keep going and going. I love the roots on this one. And I've had many questions about my dendrobiums. How do you know when you need to fertilize them this time of the year? And when do you know you need to back off from the fertilizer? I'm going to show you with this one. This is the latest cane on this dendrobium. This is the one that grew this summer. And as you see, this leaf right here is slightly shorter than this one right here. And there are no new leaves coming in here. So this is its final leaf right here. So I know that's all it's going to grow before it blooms, I'm supposing. I'm hoping that it's blooming because it certainly looks like in there is the start of a spike. So that's when I know that I need to cut back on the water. Not that I'm not going to water, because these are the warm weather phals. These are the dendrobium phalaenopsis types. So I'm going to continue to water them, but not at the rate that I was when they were in active growth. Okay, so I thought I would show you over here. This dendrobium is not done growing for the season at all. As you see, it's got this cane that it's growing right here and this small one down here. So I'm going to be fertilizing this one because it's in active growth. So that's the difference. That's how I know this one gets more fertilizer than this one. It's not that I'm not going to fertilize this one at all, but I'm not going to fertilize this one, but maybe, I don't know, a quarter or half as much as I do the one that's still actively growing. So what I do is the ones that are still actively growing, I place on this side of the wall so I'll know to treat them differently. They get more water, more fertilizer. Over here, on this side, these are the ones that already have their terminal or final leaves on their canes. So I treat them differently because they don't need as much fertilizer, they don't need as much water as the others do that are in active growth. So here's the spike on my little miniature dendrobium. It's coming along very, very well. And guess what I found? Another spike on another dendrobium. I am so happy. So I just had to share with you. First there was one, now there are two. So I'm a happy person. Happy, happy. And I thought I'd also give you an update on some of my phals. I have to, of course, show you my little star. This is the one that I placed in moss back in April. It was a last-ditch effort to save her. I really didn't think that this little phal was going to make it. As you see, this was the leaf that she grew before this one came out. And do you see how much shorter this one is than this one? So she just really wasn't doing well. However, this has ended up being a very, very happy story. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what roots on little phals are supposed to look like. So she's just doing very well. And the temperatures here are going down at night. So I believe that the cooler nights are going to signal this one to go ahead and spike. So you can spike anytime you want to. Here's my little miniature intensity. I decided to go ahead and place her in moss about 3 weeks ago. I am so glad that I did, because this root, let me do it this way. This root has grown about, well, from here down in 3 weeks. Also, these little top roots up here, they are looking much happier. Do you see this one over here on the left? That one has popped out as well in just 3 weeks. So I'm very, very happy with how she's coming along. Of course, I have to show you Buddy Orchid. Lots and lots of roots. Lots of air roots everywhere. Happy, happy miniature phal. I feel kind of silly calling Buddy a miniature phalaenopsis because, like I said, he's a phalaenopsis in his own right. He has grown up. Okay, and I decided to go ahead and place phal legato in moss. I'm really glad I did. I did this about 2 weeks ago. And she's getting a new leaf. The roots on this one just look better. I was looking at her root system, and so many of her roots were up high this way. And I thought, it's going to be hard to get this one through the winter in water culture without those roots dehydrating. So it's going to be much easier for me to take care of her in moss, and I think she's going to do really, really well in moss. I'm really happy to see that new leaf starting too. And I also have some ideas for you all who live in more humid climates than here in Tennessee. You've been asking me how to grow in moss, in more humid climates. And I bought these pots that have the slits in the sides plus the holes on the bottom. I really like these pots. There's lots of aeration here. I do have to water this one more often than I do my others because there's just a lot more air circulation in these pots. Also, I heard from a subscriber that you can add perlite to your moss to keep it aerated. I thought that was a really, really good idea. So I wanted to pass that on to you all. And I also have a tip for those of you who like to grow in bark. I've had this little miniature for about 2 months now, and I thought I was going to put it in moss, but when I got home, I was out of moss. But I did have bark. So when I place a miniature in bark, what I do is I use the smaller pieces of bark in the bag. Sometimes I'll, scoop my hand all the way down to the bottom of the bag where you find those little smaller pieces. That's what I did with this one, and it has really done well in this bark. I just wanted to show you, it's really taken off. So you can use those smaller chunks for your miniatures and they'll be happy. And I wanted to show you the new leaf that's coming out on this white phal. I used to call this one a miniature, but as you see, this one is not a miniature anymore at all. I have several beginners on my channel, and I just wanted to encourage you, if you really want an easy orchid, like your easy first orchid, I would recommend a white phalaenopsis orchid. These are very beautiful, very healthy and energetic plants. I have 3 white phals and I have enjoyed them for years. This one I've had for 1 year. I bought this one on a sale table for $2, and my other two I've had for 9 or 10 years, and they have bloomed for me beautifully. So it's a very healthy orchid, and they're a lot of fun to grow. So I've just found that the white ones are just they're just continual bloomers, and they're very consistent as far as blooming for you every year. So I hope you all are enjoying the cooler weather this time of the year. I love this time of the year. Just remember that as the temperatures go down, to pull back on your fertilizer, because you'll notice that as the temperatures go down, they're not going to be in so much active growth. So just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on that one. And you all just have a highly favored, deeply loved, and greatly blessed day. And we'll talk to you next time.